This Tudor Revival-style domain was built between 1912 and 1915 for Goodyear Tire co-founder F.A. Seiberling. Propelled by English Nation Homes, the house is brightened with 21,455 sheets of glass and 23 chimneys. Nowadays, approximately 95% of the estate's decorations are unique. Settled inside the domain are 4 gardens, a grape arbor, an apple plantation and a center. Visits are regularly advertised April to December, but virtual visits are moreover accessible. Stan Highwatt Corridor and Gardens, a 65-room house on 70 sections of land off North Portage Way, taken a toll between $3 million and $4 million, $49.5 million in today's dollars, to construct, outfit and scene. F.A. Seiberling saved no cost. His children inquired for an indoor pool. Dumbarton Oaks, formerly the Dumbarton Oaks Inquirer about library and collection, may be a noteworthy bequest within the Georgetown neighborhood of Washington, D.C. It was the home and gardens of affluent U.S. Ambassador Robert Woods Rapture and his spouse Mildred Barnes Rapture. The domain was established by the Rapture couple, who gave the domestic and gardens to Harvard College in 1940. In 1944, it was the location of the Dumbarton Oaks Conference to arrange for the post-World War II joined together countries. The portion of the arranged parcel of the domain that was outlined as an upgraded common zone was given to the National Stop benefit and is presently Dumbarton Oaks Stop. The Investigate founded that has risen from the inheritance to Harvard is committed to supporting Grant within the areas of Byzantine and pre-Columbian thinks about, as well as cultivate plan and scene design through its inquire about cooperations, gatherings, presentations, and distributions. It too opens its Cultivate and Gallery collections to the open, and has open addresses and a concert arrangement. Dumbarton Oaks is unmistakable from Dumbarton House, a government fashion notable house museum, too found within the Georgetown range. The land of Dumbarton Oaks was once in the past portion of the Sheikh of Dumbarton that ruler and made in 1702 to Colonel Ninian Beale, ca. 1625 to 1717. Around 1801, William Hammond Dorsey, 1764 to 1818, built the primary house on the property, the central square of the existing structure, and an orangery. Edward Magruder Linthicum, 1787 to 1869, greatly enlarged the home within the mid-19th century and named it the Oaks. The Oaks too was the Washington home of Congressperson and Bad Habit President John C. Calhoun, 1782 to 1850, between 1822 and 1829. In 1846, Edward Linthicum bought the house and extended it. Henry F. Blunt bought it in 1891.
there's not much to do when all I can is thinking about you. Not doing well, don't know where you are, 'cause you're not here. It's been way too long. If I could lay down beside you.
Harbor Hill was an expansive Long Island house built from 1899 to 1902 in Roslyn, New York, for broadcast communications head honcho Clarence Hungerford Mackay. It was planned by McKim, Mead and White, with Stanford White overseeing the venture, the biggest private home he ever planned. Clarence Mackay, 1874 to 1938, was the child of Comstock Deposit head honcho John William Mackay, and acquired much of an assessed $500 million fortune upon his father's passing in 1902, roughly $13 billion in 2012 dollars. White collaborated closely with Clarence Mackay's spouse, Catherine Dewar Mackay, 1880 to 1930, and with her endorsement based the most facade of Harbor Slope upon that of François Mansot's Chateau de Maisons of 1642, employing a blend of other impacts to wrap up the generally planned. Built at awesome cost and outfitted extravagantly, at slightest 3 distinctive brightening firms were utilized. The domestic initially sat on 688 sections of land, 2.78 square kilometers, and delighted in seas over Roslyn Harbor to Long Island Sound. Formal patios and gardens were wrapped up by fellow Lowell. Social occasions held at the house included a fantastic party for the at that point ruler of Ribs, afterward Edward VIII and the Duke of Windsor, in 1924. 13th, 1927, Charles Lindbergh, went with by his mother and a leader of modern York, was feted at a dinner and Move Mackay held the night of Transoceanic Aviators ticker tape parade on Fifth Road. The building was vandalized amid World War II, and annihilated in 1947. After Harbor Slope was destroyed, a wellspring with 4 equestrian statues outlined by Henri Leon Grieber was moved to Kansas City, Missouri, where it is shown adjoining to Nation Club Square. At a height of 348 feet, Harbor Slope is the most elevated point in Nassau District, and used York, whether Harbor Slope or 401-foot James Slope to the east was the most noteworthy point on Long Island was a point of a few talk about within the 19th century, with Harbor Slope regularly thought to be the higher. A news report of 1901 detailed that James Slope was really taller. All things considered, the issue remained challenged at slightest as late as 1938.